Hi guys. Today we're talking about shades of meaning in our reader's notebook, and it's on page 111. And like shades of meaning, I think of shades like different colors, shades of color. So when we use words, we can use different words to create a different feel to what we're writing. And if you'll notice on page 111, we are talking about synonyms, and we've talked a lot about synonyms. In your vocabulary webs, you guys do synonyms and antonyms, which are the same and opposite. And yesterday in our 2 o'clock meeting, we talked about synonyms, and I wanted you guys to remember it. So anytime you see the word synonym, I want you to say synonym, same, synonym, same, synonym, same. It is a tongue twister, but it will help you remember that synonyms have the same meaning as the word. So, synonyms are words that have similar meanings. They do not mean exactly the same thing. Synonyms may give us a different feeling about the subject. For example, if you call someone's actions bold, you are praising him or her. If you call their actions reckless, you are criticizing. So those different synonyms can lead you into a different thought in your sentence. So for your assignment this week, I made it so you wouldn't have to write the sentence. I made it so you could record yourself saying the sentence. I thought that would be a lot easier because I know it's hard to write on this little line on Schoology. However, when I made the assignment, I was unaware that the app doesn't support the audio version. So, in order to complete your assignment this week, you have all been using this, let me make sure I'm pointing to the right one, this white Schoology app. Now, this one doesn't support audio for some silly reason, just to make our lives a little bit more difficult. I need you guys to use this one that we used at the very beginning of the year. That's the Schoology web. It has more of a black background, and it has a little bit of red writing on the front. So I need you to open that one. It'll open it in Safari. And you might still be logged in from earlier in the school year when we were messing around with Schoology. If you're not, you should get to this screen. On the back of your iPad, you have your Schoology login, which is your 96 or your student ID number, and your password, which is Woodco, and then your birthday. So, my birthday is May 23rd, 1987, so my password would be Woodco 052387. So it's right on the back of your iPad. So once you get logged in, you can go to the reading folder like you normally would, and then open Thursday. And inside you'll see Reader's Notebook, the assignment, page 111. And when you open that, it'll open up to number 1. All you have to do is hit record, and I want you to read the sentence. So you'll say, number 1, Janelle sang all the time, and her teacher praised her good or lovely voice. You are choosing between the two words in parentheses, and that's what I want you to read. I want you to pick the word that you think is the best fit for the sentence. So we are going to talk about shades of meaning, and I have some examples here for you. And number 1, we're going to talk about the graceful dancers blank across the stage. So the graceful dancers walked across the stage. The graceful dancers glided across the stage, or the graceful dancers shuffled across the stage. Now, get up, show me what this would look like. The graceful dancers walked across the stage, so I want to see you walk across the stage. Sorry guys, my phone stopped recording again. We are in the middle of number 1, talking about those graceful dancers. Now, I want you to glide across the stage. Now, if you think of gliding, you're like floating and flittering across the stage. So, which one out of those two means graceful dancers? Which one would go best with that? I think so far we can rule out walked, because glided sounds like a bit more graceful as a dancer. We can try shuffled. So picture yourself shuffling across the stage, like walking really quickly and shuffling, like move, like don't pick up your feet and kind of just like drag them. So if those graceful dancers shuffled across the stage, does that make you picture a graceful dancer? No. I am going to say the graceful dancers glided across the stage. So you see how these 3 things are all ways to move, but the one that would represent a graceful dancer would be glided. Let's try number 2. They blank around in circles. So we're still talking about those dancers. They blank around in circles. They twirled, they jumped, or they went. Which one's going to give us the most meaning? They went around in circles sounds very boring. It doesn't sound like that's what graceful dancers would do. They twirled or they jumped. Well, I do think that jumped would work. Of course, all of these would work in our sentence, but which one makes you think of the graceful dancers? I think twirled would be the best fit. One dancer blanked gracefully into the air. One dancer moved gracefully. One dancer leaped gracefully. Or one dancer hopped gracefully. So I'm picturing this dancer in my head. She's either moving, she can leap, or hop. Now, hopping makes me think of a bunny rabbit, and I don't think of a graceful dancer when I think of the bunny rabbits. So I'm going to get rid of hopped. And then moved or leaped. I think leaped just makes such a nicer, graceful dance word than just moved. It makes our writing more interesting. Number 4, the audience blank admiring at the dancers. So the audience glared, looked, or gazed. So glared. When you glare at someone, you're kind of giving them the evil eye, like that you're mean mugging them. So I don't think that the audience was glaring at the dancers, because it says they admired them. They liked it. So the audience looked admiring, or the audience gazed. When I think of the word gaze, it's almost like you're half dreaming and you're just kind of like paying attention, but you're thinking of something wonderful. So I'm going to go with gazed. I think gazed is a little more interesting than the word just looked. Looked is like, what does Mrs. Stoll call them? You guys are going to have to remind me what she says. What does she call them? Special words. I'll have to ask her. All right. Number 5, the audience blank for the performers. The audience yelled for the performance, hollered, or cheered. So when I think of the audience yelled for the performers, it makes it sound like they're kind of angry. So I don't like that one. Hollered. Hollered makes me think like you're at a cookout in the backyard with your family and your mom hollered at you that it was time for dinner. So I'm going to get rid of that one. That doesn't fit my story about these graceful dancers. So I'm going to put cheered. The audience cheered for the performers. All right. We are going to fill in the blank for this one. 1, a little bit scared. Crashed, stomped, drifted, terrified, skipped, or frightened. Oh my gosh, okay, so we have a little bit scared and very, very scared. Look, these kind of go together, I've noticed. Walked away angrily, walked away happy, fell loudly to the floor, fell gently to the floor. Okay, so a little bit scared or very, very scared. When I read through these, I can see terrified and frightened. So which one means a little bit and which one means very, very scared? So I think terrified. Terrified would be very, very scared. And a little bit scared is frightened. Like, oh, you frightened me. You gave me a bit of a fright. And very, very scared is like, I was terrified. All right, let's move on to the next set. Walked away angrily or walked away happily. Sorry, I can read. Crashed, stomped, drifted, skipped. Well, skipped definitely makes me think of happy if you skipped away. What about walked away angrily? Oh, stomped. Stomped goes there. Because when you're mad and your mom tells you to go to your room, you stomp away angrily. Yep, you know it. Fell loudly to the floor or fell gently to the floor. So we have crashed and drifted left. So crashed makes me think it was loud. And fell gently was like a casual, like a feather would float, drift gently to the floor. All right, I hope that helps with shades of meaning. Remember, you're doing page 111 in the Reader's Notebook. And when you read it to me on the Schoology web app, not the one we've been using, not the white one, but that one with the black and the little red writing in it, you're going to record your answer. So you're going to read me your sentence and pick whether you want good or lovely. For number 2, pick whether you want determined or stubborn. Number 3, pick whether you want cramped or little, okay? And so on. If you have any questions, please let me know. Bye.